Welcome from Philippines, Camiguin Island, Philippines. And on Camiguin Island and in most of the Philippines, there's a lot of things that you can't get that we're used to having in the USA. And one of them is Italian sausage. You can get those Italian sausage like a Bueno Tasto, New York style Italian sausage. You can get maybe get something like that in Davao, Cebu City, or Manila, but in other places it's hard to get it. And it's hard to get it on Camiguin. In fact, you can't get it. So what I've had to do is learn how to make it. And this is going to be part of making a pizza, this part of this video. But we're going to start out by making Italian sausage, and it's really not that hard to do. So here are the ingredients for my sausage. I have half a kilo, which is 1.1 pounds of ground pork, and it's not as fatty as I would prefer it, but we do what we must. And then I have 2 tablespoons roughly, or 2 teaspoons rather, of minced garlic, and about 2 teaspoons of paprika, and I have about 2 teaspoons of fennel seed, which were toasted and then crushed in a mortar and pestle. And then I have about 1 teaspoon of salt. I've got 1 teaspoon or a little more of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of cayenne. Over here we have some parsley flakes. That's about one tablespoon of parsley flakes, and we've got some anise seed there. That's about a quarter of a teaspoon of anise. Then I've got some vinegar here. 1 tablespoon of vinegar is going to go in it, and then 1 tablespoon of red wine. So those are the ingredients, and there's nothing complicated about this. Basically, you just dump it all in, mix it around. And hope for the best. It really does work out pretty well. And some people might put a little sugar in there. And what we're talking about, what other people do, this recipe, none of these ingredients are carved in stone. You can start out with something like what I'm doing here, and then you can adjust it for your own tastes. That's the one thing good about making your own stuff, is that you have complete control over it. And I also, another kind of sausage I make over here in the Philippines is I make something like a Jimmy Dean type sausage, which breakfast sausage, and that's actually pretty darn good. This recipe here is okay, and I asked Janine what she thought of this recipe, and she said, well, it's the best Italian sausage you can find on Camiguin Island, and I got to agree. Anyway, so we got it all mixed together, and the next thing you want to do is make a small patty. And fry it up and taste it. So that's what I'm going to do, just to make sure it's not completely out of line here. We got our flame on under our frying pan. We're going to put our small sausage patty on there, and we'll just going to fry it up to taste it. I'm pretty sure it'll be okay, because I've made this a few times already. First time I made this was back in the USA, and I've made it over here a couple of times also, and I've gotten a little better at it. And it's important to remember any sausage recipe is completely flexible. You can change it around any way you want, and I've made changes to the recipes that I found online in order to come up with this. I'm going to give my small sausage patty a taste here. It's not too bad. Sometimes if you let it sit for a while, the flavors kind of blend together a little bit, but that really isn't bad at all, and it really is the best Italian sausage you're going to get on Camiguin Island. So I would use about 1/4 of that on my pizza, and the rest I'll freeze.